Hey guys, it's Loves to Loom here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this super cool and unique helicoid bracelet. This was created by the very talented Loomy Mama on Instagram. This design is so super cool. It is like 3D-ish, has this really cool like swirly effect to it. She's brilliant. I mean, if you don't already know, you definitely want to check her out and give her a follow. Of course, I'll have her link in the box below. This takes approximately 95 bands or so, depending on your wrist size. Yeah, and it's super cool and fun. You definitely want to use, in my opinion, the limited edition bands. They most certainly work the best, and it keeps it shaped like this. I did try using the opaque, and it just looked kind of messy, so I wasn't a big fan of it, but you can certainly try it. So without wasting any more of your time, let's go ahead and get started. To make this bracelet, you do want to have either a double-ended hook or you want to have two hooks. It definitely helps having the double-ended one, but you can certainly do it with the two. And you also need one C-clip. For my pattern today, I'm just going to work with two different colors of my limited edition bands, and then I will have a clear color in the middle. So we're going to start by grabbing one band and just simply making a cap band. Grab two more of that same color and place it on your hook. And just simply pull that through the cap band. And then we're going to reattach it. Like so. I do recommend just double checking, making sure the outside bands are on the outside and both inside are on the inside so they're not like intertwined. So now we're going to start adding a total of 3 bands onto each side. So I'm going to switch to my orange, place it on your hook, and we're going to bring that through the first 2 bands. Before you reattach that orange, you want to pick up the band that is closest to the left, that blue band, or closest to the outside of your hook if you're left-handed. And then reattach your orange like so. We're going to do that again. So I'm going to place it on. You're going to pull over the first 2 bands. And then you want to pick up the band furthest to the left, which is my orange this time. And you want to make sure when you're pulling them over that they're staying in order. We're going to do that one more time. So we're going to pull over the first 2, making sure that they stay in the order they're in. Pick up the band furthest to the left and put it back on your hook. And now reattach the one you were holding. So as far as the orange go, there should be 5. And then you have the 2 blue over here still. So now we're going to turn our hook around. Or actually, I'm going to slide it down first. And now I'm going to turn my hook around. If you only have, or if you don't have the double-ended hook, you would need to use your other hook and slide it through all the bands like so. Alrighty, so now we're going to do the same thing on this side. So grab 3 more bands of that color. Place it on your hook. This is going to go through the first 2 bands. Before you reattach, pick up that band closest to the left. And then reattach. Grabbing my second band, bringing it through the first 2 bands. Picking up that band furthest to the left. Placing it on my hook and reattaching. Doing that one last time. Go through the first 2. Remember, you got to make sure they stay in order. Pick up that one to the left and then place that back on. So this is what it should look like right now. I feel like I have a glare. Hopefully you guys can see that. So what we're going to do is grab whatever color you want on the inside. On my bracelet it blends in because I just kept alternating the colors. But it's in there. It's like a single chain on the inside. I'm going to just use clear. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off this band furthest to the left. Actually grab both of them. So pick up the first 2 furthest to the left and then let go of the one that's inside right there, and just hold on to that one outside one. I'm going to pull on it a little, make sure it's not going anywhere. I'm going to place this clear on my hook, and what I do so I don't lose it is I pinch them with my pointer finger and my thumb, but then I stick my middle finger down in there so that I have it secure, so that I can use these fingers to pull these bands over. So you may have a way that you do it, but that's how I've figured out the easiest way. Alright, so now we're just going to simply pull everything onto this clear band except the two furthest to the outside, or to the right over here. So the first one's usually the hardest because there's a lot of tension. And you're just going to slide them all over except the last two. Like so. So now I have these two on my fingers, so now I'm simply just going to put them back up on my hook like that. Once you've done that, we now need to remove this left band because we have to pick that one up that we let go earlier. So pick that band up now that's furthest to the left, place it back on there, and then reattach that outside one. And that is what it should look like right now. So we're going to continue to do that for the entire bracelet. So now I'm going to switch to my blue. So we're going to add our blue one. It's going to go through the first two bands. Make sure you don't lose their order. Pick up the band furthest to the outside. Place it back on your hook. Reattach the blue. You need to do that 2 more times because we do a total of 3 per section. Bring over the first 2. Put that furthest band back on your hook and reattach. And now we're going to do that 1 more time. Bringing over the 2. Picking up that one furthest to the left. And reattaching the one you pulled on. So sometimes the limited editions, they roll. You just flatten it or roll it back to fix it. So we have 5 blues over there, so we now need to go to our other side. And when I say 5, I meant total counting these. We've only added 3. Don't want to confuse anyone. So after you slide it over, we're going to do that again. Place it on. Pull over the first 2. Reattach that outside one. And connect. Pull over the first 2. Pick up the one furthest to the outside and reattach. And this is my last one for this section. So that's what it should look like again. So we're going to do the exact same thing we did last time. So I'm going to get my clear ready. So we're going to take off these first 2 bands furthest to the left. And now I'm going to let go of the inner one like that because it gets caught on that band there. It's not going to go anywhere. And grab your clear, place it on your hook, and I'm going to use my finger again to go down inside. So I have 2 bands on my finger just kind of as a placer. And now everything's going to get pulled onto the clear except these outer 2. The first one's always the hardest. Just keep sliding them all down. Make sure you have those 2 on the end there still. And I'm just going to turn my finger up to place those 2 back on my hook. I'm just going to kind of fix everything. So now we have to attach that one band back on because there should be 2 on the outside. So take that off and just pick up that band furthest to the left and then reattach the one you're holding. So we're going to go on to our next section, and we're literally going to do the same thing over and over again. So going over the first two. My two just switched places, so I need to fix that. You always want to make sure that they stay in the order they're in. That still doesn't look great. So now we're going to start on our next section. So we're literally going to do the same thing over and over again. So placing on my first orange, we're going to go over the first two bands. Just make sure you don't lose the order of those blue, because we're going to pick up that outside one and place it back on our hook. Remember, we add a total of 3 to each side. This is my third one right here. And now we need to come down to the other side and add them on that side. If you don't have a double-ended hook, then you're going to need to use your other hook to transfer it. So doing my left side. That orange looks like a different color. So does that one. Maybe it's just my camera. Alright, so I'm just fixing my bands, making sure they're correct. I have 5 on each side, plus my middle clear. So it's time to add my middle band on again. So I'm going to take off these 2 on the end. And then I'm going to let go of that one. And the only reason I do that is because it's less band you have to hold on to. I like to use my middle finger as a placer. Make sure you have that tension there, and then pull everything over except the very last 2 bands. You don't have to worry so much about the order, because they kind of just go in order themselves. Like if you're worried about them getting twisted or what have you, it fixes itself. And just don't forget to take that end off and pick up that band furthest to the left before you move forward. Because you should always have the 2 bands on the outside. Now, as we continue going, the bracelet is not going to look as clean as it's looking right now. You may have some bands looking like really loose. The sides over here are going to start to widen and spread out. It's not going to look anything like the end result as you're going. So just don't worry about that. It's normal. At the end, I will show you how to make it look like the example bracelet that I showed you. So that's literally all you do. So I'm only going to do it like 1 or 2 more times because it's really straightforward. I mean, you just keep doing the same thing over and over and over. And see, I just lost the order of my band, so I need to fix that. I need my blue in the front like that. You can see it's starting to want to twist up on me. But it's all right. So I'm going to add my middle on again. Taking off the 2 on the end. Letting go of that 1. So I should only have this one that I'm holding. I'm going to let go for just a second. Attaching my clear. And I'm going to pick that back up. And just pull everything over. And don't forget that very first one in front of the clear. Everything comes over except for the 2 furthest to the left. I mean, furthest to the right. Reattach. And then don't forget to pick that one up. Furthest to the left. So I'm going to go ahead off camera and get a little bit of length on this design, and then I'll come back and show you how to close it up and to adjust it. So I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so I've completed the length of my bracelet here. So if you're looking at yours, it probably looks a little bit messy, like I warned you. I was also messing with mine, so it's kind of all out of whack. But so all we're going to do is basically you're going to be at the starting point as if you were going to do your next section. So you have your 2 outer bands on each side and then the 2 on the inner. And we're just going to simply pull 1 band through all 6 of them. So it's a super easy closure. Just slide it all over. And then reattach. Like so. Then you're just going to grab your C-clip and attach it. Like that. In order to get the end look, obviously you know that it has like a twist look like this. That if you stretch your bracelet a couple times, it's going to start flattening the opposite way. So it was laying on this side, but now it's flattening on the opposite side on its own just by stretching it. So I flatten it out as much as I can. That way, and stretch it out like that. And then all you're going to do is just give it a couple turns. You don't need to do it too many times because then it'll put too many twists in it. And then you attach. And that is how you get the completed helicoid bracelet. Bet you did not think that's how it was created, because I know I didn't, and I'm fascinated by it. So there you have it, the helicoid bracelet created by Lumi Mama on Instagram. She is fabulous, very creative. If you like this bracelet, please give it a thumbs up so others can make it as well. If you make a rendition, please tag Lumi Mama as well as me, Loves to Loom, on Instagram. You can also find me on Facebook and Pinterest under Loves to Loom as well. So I hope you guys like this design. It's super unique and cool and fun. Reminds me of a big hair scrunchie. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you at my next video. Bye!